Hey yo, Ko here. I'm a photographer, music video director, creative director, and I'm live on Jago TV.
Hi guys, my name is Ofana John, popularly known as Love John, and I'm a creative director, a model, and I do a lot of other creative stuff which I'm thinking I have to find a way to put together. Anyways, I'm live on Jago TV.
Okay. About photography. Misconception. By that, do you mean by people in general, or would that mean by people in general, or by say other creators, maybe other people in the creative space, other people like in the art space? Because by people in general, I don't know. I'm trying to find like a context for it. Like
I think
that I know
if
people-
I'm going to use the Nigerian society as a case study, there's a certain way photographers are normally looked at as, you know, like from the let's come to the concept of the whole because he's a photographer he loves women, or they know a lot of people, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know if anyone has painted that narrative to you.
But I mean, it's not a very strong narrative. I don't think it's a very strong narrative. I just hear it like here
It's
and
a
there.
strong accusation. Maybe when you are ready to settle down, yeah, with somebody you really like.
We don't do settling down.
Because
But yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're saying, but it's not a very like strong narrative. Let me see. Okay, I think with models, models suffer a lot.
definitely with
Hey.
models, I would actually testify to that, because I've had an experience where someone was like, oh, we got to exchange Instagram, you know, after talking for a while, and then person went on my Instagram page and was like, I don't think I can do this, and I'm like, why? I'm like, there are lots of comments on your post, and then you are like out there, and I don't think I can.
Oh,
with
okay,
someone
okay.
this-
How
do you
models
understand?
are like out there.
How models are like out there, and so I'm like, oh, in this case, am I supposed to like downplay who I am, or just, you know, go out of the spotlight because of the fact that I want something tangible?
Yeah,
You
because
know, it's like that's like something that is
okay, I say for the first question, I'll just say I can't really place like something right now in my mind for like context, for like a misconception I know everyone has about people who work like this line. But I mean, there are like some here and there.
Another misconception from the modeling perspective is that you are supposed to, you know, look a certain kind of way, which is, I mean, looking at in new information. I had a discussion with somebody, I think 3 days back, and someone mentioned that the original ideas of being a model was like the fact that you have to be like be in the shape of a mannequin, right? You are supposed to like look a certain kind of way,
Yeah.
you know. So there's like so much controversy right now about that. But then let's come to real life conversations, like one-on-one, like as a model, right? I mean, the best misconception, the easiest one is that this person might probably not be ready to like hold something tangible, because they are always networking.
Okay, I can't really think of anything, but that's like a misconception that is very much like general, like a whole lot of people hold. But I just remembered something. Usually, I think it's just a lack of, should I say, I think it's just bare ignorance. They don't know that there are different type of photographers for different things. People don't know there are different type of photographers for different things. So the ones that just hear, you're a photographer. My mom's friends don't know that there is wildlife photography, and they don't care about that shit, bro.
They
They're
just
just like, you dey snap picture, you go come snap us, so I this scene now.
Fair, true.
Yeah, you get me? They'll be like, you dey snap picture, I will do the education next week. Oh. And I'll be like, bro, I don't do that, bro. I don't take such pictures, because I've niched down. And niching down, I mean, people say a lot of things about like such stuff, but my opinion is still that like there are different people for different things.
Yes.
And some people excel like with some of those things more than some others. So yeah, it's the same way like there are different doctors for different things, bro. You can't not come talking to me like I'm supposed to do it all. Yeah. So yeah. Hardest job. Who has the hardest job? Is the photographer.
Now, I think this is where we are
best
going to
stuff
have.
is simple,
This is
bro.
where we are going to have like a
Okay,
bit
I'll
of
say this,
dilemma,
and I'll say
right?
this, and I'll say this, and I'll say it.
Okay.
I'll say it like
Let me
simply.
hear your thoughts. Go.
So I think the hardest thing in creating photographs that become art would be conceptualizing. If the what's it called now? If the photographer conceptualized the entire photograph, or he used the creative director, whatever it is, that's pretty much the hard. Okay, let's put it like this. Great photographs are not made by good cameras. We do not give credits to a great book to the typewriter. Do you get me? Great photographs are created by great photographers. The photographer creates a great photograph, basically. Now, I can have someone who has never modeled in their life. You give me a camera that was made in 2010, or even 1995. Even 1995, and I'll make a great photograph, because I'm a great photographer. That's just basically what it is.
Now,
do you get me?
Did you see what you said? You said, bring in a model. You will bring in a model, right?
Yeah, you must bring the model.
Bring in a model. The model is important,
See,
right?
even if the person has never modeled in their
life. But what are you going to tell the model to do? You're going to tell them to hold a particular pose.
No, I'm going to instruct them, yeah? See, my instructions are important, but you cannot say holding a pose outweighs conceptualizing and knowing what settings make a great photograph.
I'm going to say something. Right?
And
Code, do you
lighting properly?
You, as a photographer, you don't like taking pictures of yourself. Why?
Oh, okay, that's like a personal thing, bro. I'm not a model.
I want to.
Bro, don't put me on the spot like that, man. What I'm saying basically is, bro, see, photographers do more work. I beg, why is this man putting me on the spot? He's telling me that.
I'm not arguing.
Why is he telling me that?
I'm not arguing that. Okay, photographers do more work. Bro, it's fine. Give us your points.
I already told you now, guy.
Okay.
I have listed a couple
now
things.
I'm going to give you my point.
I've listed a couple things that outweighs just posing.
I'm going to give you my
Haven't
point,
I?
Right? I'm going to give you my point.
All right, come.
So, I will not say one person has the hardest.
Bro, it's not equal.
I will lean on
it cannot be equal, bro. Come on. It cannot be equal, bro.
I will do like,
what's this match
I'll do 55, 45.
Nah, 55, 45 is not equal.
It's not equal, but yes, let's leave it at that.
I'm not saying it's significantly above. I'm just saying it is. I know that. I know that your ideas are nothing if you don't have a great model to execute.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll say that. Let me give you an example. There's this one photographer made of Ohis. He was flying over the stadium. You know that one photograph where he had like this pose. Yeah. Now, not every model can do that. I think out of all the guys I usually photograph, like 3-4 of them come to mind that can actually execute that stuff. You get me?
Like to photographers, because I dabble in it from time to time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if you don't have the foresight for it, if you have to like have the right perspective, you know, you see things that no one else sees. That's what makes you
a great photographer,
because you have to like see the moment. You have to know that, oh,
this is the moment.
This is the moment I'm taking that click, right? And that's what makes it the best shot. But I'm not going to downplay, and I don't want us to downplay. I just want to put it out there that we are not going to downplay the effort of model.
We're not downplaying anything. Good. We're just saying the photographer has more work to do.
As long as we can agree on the fact that we are not downplaying.
No, at all. Without the model, your ideas, they're nothing.
Right. And then the perfection in your photograph comes when you select the right person, right?
Yes.
When you do your research and say, oh,
you must scout the right model.
You say, this person will fit this mood, this story I'm about to tell.
Yeah.
And you visualize it and you bring it to life. I mean, you've gotten it. You've gotten it 100. So yeah. Yeah,
we have agreed to disagree. It's calm. Okay, so let me see. Okay, I mean, the relationship is what it has always been for models and photographers. Like, I think they both understand like they need each other. So if I have like ideas, my models are as important as my ideas. You get me? So if you don't have people who can pull it off for you and with you, like you're not doing anything. But there is this thing where people don't want to network sideways. They just want to shoot for people above them. So photographers are trying to reach to models who are way above them, who have like more experience, who have like what's it called, more clout. And then the models are also trying to reach to photographers who are way above them. And mind you, they have friends who are like starting out on the same level as themselves. And they would support those friends. They won't pull up for those friends like to do shoots. It's not my case. I'm just saying like, cause now I'm at the level where I started out with the guys I started out with, and they're still the same people I photograph up until now. And for whatever it is we make, it still carries like as much weight. Why I know is people miss it with that. Like when they're starting out, they don't want to move with their friends. They just want to try for the guys above them, and they'll go on complaining. Oh, they don't respond to me. I haven't texted this person. He didn't respond to my messages, and I want to work with this person and that person. It's good. I can't lie. It's good. If you have the looks, you have not been discovered yet. Please reach out to more people. But I think when you're trying to do your homework to like know who to work with, just try out with your friends. And many of the people who I was trying to photograph when I started out, some of them didn't really believe in like what I was trying to do, and were kind of ideas.
You know, funny enough, I was about to even cut you midway because when you said, "Oh, yeah, they are trying to market and go up here," I thought you wanted to just lay it bare there as like, "Oh, they shouldn't do that." But then you chipped in and said it's good to do that because I mean, there's a certain way you get to like have to like checkmate yourself and say, "Oh, do I think I can fly high?" You know, when you're about to like go into another phase, you know that okay, yeah. But then it's very tricky. Do not forget your day ones. It's very important because funny how this conversation is coming up because 3 days or 4 days back, right? 4 days back, James, you know him, just James.
Yeah, just James.
Sent me a compilation of our works over the years, like since 2022 to 2025, and I was just like in a way. So it's so nice to see that this is somebody, you know, I reached out to, you know, I started with, and still now we are still working it. We are still creating beautiful images, beautiful art, and it's very important that you have the photographers and models have good chemistry. I mean, it's essential.
That's what makes for great art, basically.
Because if there's no chemistry between photographers and the models, you would see it. There's a disconnect in the art.
Yeah.
But if you see that you understand this person to a certain level, I don't know if you have gotten to a point where you are with a model and you don't need to tell the person pose this particular color.
Oh yeah, I have like so many friends like that,
just
exactly,
connect.
and then it just flows.
And then there's a certain way the model is posing. You already know the angle you're shooting it from.
Yeah.
You don't need to say, okay, please turn around. No. That's because like there's chemistry. Right now, I would say, using our city as an example, Abuja, is there really a disconnect? Not from my own perspective.
Yeah, I think we're really trying. Everyone is putting in like their all, and people are supporting their friends here. And I think it's because the industry is still young. If you go to a place like Lagos, I don't think it's going to be the same. But in Abuja,
I think they're always like there's always power tussle there.
Someone who has like probably like 5 pictures on their portfolio could just reach out to me and be like, "Yo, I model," and I'll just look at them and I'm like, "Yo, this person looks good. Let me photograph this person." You get me? How do I
deal with rejection or creative differences in the project? For me, this is quite sensitive because, I mean, there are people I know, like I want to believe that there are models that have never been rejected before, right? But I think my first rejection was with someone I wanted to work with, not in the capacity of a model, but creative direction. Also as a model, if I'm being very, very honest, because, you know, he had like a very iconic brand, international. I had to go through someone, you know, to get to this person. And, you know, comfortably, the person said in the most beautiful way possible that, yeah, this person is an amazing model, has great prospect and all of that. However, their current models are extremely talented, you know, and That made me to go and even, okay, let me see this models fam. And when I got there, I was like,
Bro,
first.
I can't lie.
First. I was like, oh my God. First, you know. But I took that.
How did you deal with it?
I took that to heart for a couple of days, you know, for like 2 or 3 years. I was like, come on, man. You know, I really wanted to, you know, when you are determined to pull something up and you already had like the way that it's, but yeah, I always run back to my father, my God. Anytime I'm hit with a wall, I just go back and like, oh, hey,
This what's happened.
Is it that we are not there yet? And in his own beautiful words, in my own time, I will make it happen.
Yeah, word.
You know, and that was the only comfort I needed at that moment. I think 3 days after that, I got my next project idea. As for creative direction, like I got a refined idea, and I put that project off. You know, so sometimes, right, you need to hear some no's, right?
Yeah.
To push you to do more of yes. You get?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, for me, rejection. Okay, let me say this now. And when I become a very important person, this is going to haunt me. But nothing drives me more than rejection. I am fueled by hate, please. I'm not very, what's the word now? I'm not a person that actually like confronts stuff. But whenever someone hates me, gets to me, like whenever someone says no, or like, I'm like, I must do so well. I must do so well. This no is not going to matter to me anymore. Okay. Now, it's not about the person. Because I don't even remember the person. You get me?
Oh, I don't
remember the person. But it's like about myself. And it's not even just when they reject me in the creative space. If my mom checks me today, anybody checks me, bro. If anyone checks me. Like this thing that you're doing like this, all that kind of talk to like make it look like it's not very, I won't lie to you, every single thing I've done, you know, whenever I see comments like, oh, this new stuff you just put out is like so extraordinary, I'll just be like, bro, someone just had to push me in the right way. Whenever they just tell me stuff that makes me doubt myself, you see me working my ass off, and it's not to prove them wrong, it's to tell the voice in my head that this thing that they just say to you is not what you should register. Because the voice in my head wants to register it. It always wants to register like the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you.
Yeah.
One wise person once said, listen to the...
we tend to hold on to the negative.
Listen to the praises once and the criticism twice. If you criticize me, I'll think about it for like a whole day. Because I'm thinking in my mind and I'm like, if this is this person's perspective, I'm not going to accept it as my new reality. I won't lie, that's why I just want to be better. Whenever you think, if you ever see my work and you think, how on earth did this person think about something like this? It's simply because I don't want to be in the same, I don't want to be put in the same box as every other person that such things have been said to. I know, like other people's lives, these things have been said to them. And many of them are put down by like such things. So if you reject me, see, I've faced like a whole lot of rejection. It's so funny.
I think that's.
I don't like speaking about it because
this whole talk about
like
rejection is another narrowing part to why you actually have to like look out very critically to people who you connect with. You think that you can find a chemistry with them. You know, I did my due diligence to like make my research and obviously thought that this was going to work, right? But then. I come to think of it, right? This person was not in Nigeria at the moment, right? Maybe if he was in Abuja and I got to meet him physically, maybe the pitch would still have happened. You understand? Yeah, even if the modeling thing didn't work, the creative direction would have still worked because the idea I was about to pitch to him is golden. I'm still holding on to it. I will still hold on to it because I know that that's going to be a game changer, right? So most times, it's very important that before you reach out to anybody, just know that they are in at least the same vibration with you. That would save you a lot of self-doubt You know? Self-doubt, right? Because it can really shake you if you constantly get to hear no, but you have to still stand your ground and remember
you must ready to take
why
no's, man.
you're actually in this.
You know what I like? The kind of no's I get them like every day. I always enter for stuff. I always enter my photographs. So I'm always getting emails you were shortlisted, but you couldn't make it to like
I
the final.
I remember when I wanted to explore Lagos market and I was shooting my shot at brands in Lagos. My God, brother, it takes a certain level of.
I have this understanding that it just has to work once.
Yeah, and then that's it. It just opens up.
So I like those kind of no's where it's like maybe it's like a grant or an open call from like a very big brand. You see those very personal no's where the person is talking to you directly. It's not very nice. See, I won't say this anywhere else. I can't lie. I had this one opportunity, and the opportunity was for one of the biggest brands on God's earth, and they had me running like around the clock trying to get like my visa done, trying to expedite the process, get everything together. And last minute, they said because the lead photographer is a white man, the second photographer should be a black woman. And that was why I didn't go. It was so crazy. And the person who like put me up for that was like, so if the work is good enough, that's not enough.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to, be something else.
Something else.
Maybe if I was, let me say it.
Come on. Okay.
Yeah, but no shit. Yeah, basically, it's just a thing we know. I don't like them speaking about them, but whenever those kind of things happen to me,
more ginger, more feel.
More feel, I swear. Like even the path I'm going down now, the kind of photographs I'm making, the subject matter, the themes, it was because of like this one incident where I recreated someone else's images, and I tagged the person like, this person's images I recreated, and the person was like, this is not how you show that someone inspires you, and everything she said was right, and I was foolish because I just started that time. But there was this one thing she said, if you continue like this, you won't go anywhere. And I'm like, bro, what do you mean I will not go? Not like you.
That's the part me I don't like.
It will not happen like that.
What do you mean? You're not in charge.
No, at all.
You're not overseeing that part of
I'm like, I know I won't continue
life.
like this. I won't continue like this, but I'll do so well. This thing you just said won't matter.
Right.
And like a year later, it didn't matter. Because the same pages that were putting up that person's work, they were also putting up my work. And they're putting up my work side by side with that person's work.
Great.
Very big, good photographer.
Very great.
Friends with Drake, Seth, I think. Very big. I'm not even playing. But I just didn't like the fact that someone would say that to me, and I'm like, bro, that's all. That's ginger. Let's get this show on the road. But yeah, that's that. See, what's the toughest part of working for that creatives? If I talk my mind, then we ban this podcast.
Me, I have things to say. I have things to say. I'm not going to lie. I have lots of things to say. Number one, I think anybody that knows me knows how I love being on time. Oh my God. If I tell you, be here at 2 p.m., right? Or if I get a message, the shoot is going to begin by 7 a.m. Best believe, bro, I'm up by 5. Because of that. Like, I will sacrifice my sleep, right? And everything I'm willing to do to avoid time wastage, to be there 7 a.m. And then I will come on set. And the other creatives are not there. Why? That's the question. It's not fair. No, sorry, I don't like it. That's something. I would not express it at the point, right? Because obviously, I try, like I said, I'm very accommodative. I try to see people's perspective of things. But then, I'll always be looking at one point that this thing that you're doing, you know in your heart of heart that it's not great, right? Why don't you improve on it? You don't tell somebody that you're going to be somewhere at a particular time, right? And then you yourself that give the person the time, it's not there. Or your team is not there. Like we have to hold each other accountable. We have to do that. And me, it's one rule I'm not going to bend on. No matter how many times I've gotten heartbroken by it, there will be at a particular venue, a particular set as early as possible, and then the girls will come late. I will still go. If you call me the next day, come to this set by 4 p.m., I will still be there. I'm just going to keep rubbing it on your face to know that one day.
John is basically telling you guys to do better, man.
Do better, man.
The way I'm quiet, they'll think I also used to go late. I don't used to go late too.
Just do better. Like it takes nothing. If you are not, if you can't be better, be truthful at least, or be honest, right? Oh, I'm running late. Can we push the time to so and so time? Makes more sense. But this one, you make everybody feel like we are on the same page.
Yeah.
Only for me to get there and you're not there. And you know how models can be. For me, I try as much as possible to hold my energy. Some models don't though. They don't. Like you would see their reaction and it will affect your whole shoot. Energy is important, chemistry is important. Little and subtle distractions like this are the reasons why some things don't work out the way they should.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You tell somebody to come on the set by 7 a.m., you end up starting the shoot by 12 p.m.
Yeah, well.
How do you think the person will keep that same energy for 5 hours? when you are not as patient as Jesus Christ, man. Come on.
Real.
Let's be real.
All right, think it's calm. Okay, what's one way upcoming photographers and models can grow their careers faster? Okay, it's very simple. No, it's not very simple, but collaborate. Do a lot of personal work. Do a lot of personal work. I think that's the first thing. Before you collaborate, do a lot of personal work. It's going to be shit at first, but if you're in the right field, because you think about niching down, but
just
start first. Do like almost everything. Get your hands in different places. Touch on like a whole lot of interests you might have.
I'm of the opinion that we are in the internet age, obviously, right? Everyone has access to at least a solid or a good mobile phone. So by yourself, if you don't have a best friend or a close friend, you know, get a tripod, photograph yourself, you know, dress up.
Some people don't have all these resources, so I'll just simply tell them.
But just
work
try.
With your friends. There are people around you that you will always ignore. But
the major thing here is to make sure you try.
Try.
Just try.
You have to really try. You know how some people just say, "Oh, I've been trying and this is not working," but be very honest with yourself. You have to be very true, like to yourself. So many people are not true to themselves. Guy, if you know how many people are just out here lying to themselves, that's why it's always the 1% of the 1% that will always blow. Because almost everybody's lying to themselves. They'll think in their mind that they are this, or they'll want to be like Alton Mason. I'm talking about models now. No, let me not talk about models. That won't be you. Let me talk about photographers. They want to be, who is very big now? Who is very big? One random name just hits in my head, but there's this photographer I used to look up to. I think his name was like Brandon Wolf when we first started, and I think he's quite big. And they want to be Brandon Wolf, but they want to only have the end product. They don't want to go through the process right? Of. So yeah, if you want to grow your stuff to be fast, no, if you want to grow your stuff fast, to be big fast. If you want to grow it to be big fast, you must go through the process. But I don't think there is a fast way. At the end of the day, there's no fast way,
as a model,
you will pay your dues.
You have to pay your dues. There's no.
You will pay your dues.
There's no running away from it. Even if you are as perfect as you think you are, right? You still need people to see you. You know, you need to be seen because that's the only way they will reach out to you. Because you can't be always in your house, you know, closed off. You know, I mean, some people are so lucky that they spot them on roadside and you know just take photographs of them and they blow. Yeah. But you have to still be intentional, especially when you know this is something you have that is God's given talent. And you really want to use it to do something transformative, right? And you know you want to get to a particular height, you have to try. Like, your intentionality has to be 100, you know. Start with what you have. Start with what you have and let the internet see you. And the internet will do its thing.
So we have this question.
Go first. I've had more than a dozen shoots that have gone wrong. My shoots fail.
Your question.
Sorry, let me go again. Ever had a shoot that went completely wrong? I've had a shit ton of shoots that went completely wrong. Okay, one very standout story would be in 2020. I really like that story because it taught me some very important stuff. I made this one photograph. It was like one of the first editorial photographs I ever made. Mm-hmm. I posted it later on, like 2022. But when we finished making those photographs, then I remember I didn't have a phone. My phone got bad. I basically didn't have my life together. It wasn't like a very easy time. And my friends and I, we risked like everything. We had a very hard time. Went like, should I say hitchhiking now? We climbed up like this hill, or should I say mountain now, somewhere in Aya. And we made these photographs. And everything was against us, from the way the light was, the way the sun went down so fast. Everything went wrong. But we somehow made photographs. And when we got home, because I didn't have a phone, my friend I asked to help me keep the files, formatted the card.
Oh my day.
And he was like, oh, I didn't tell him. I'm like, that was the only reason why I used your card now. It's because, but yeah, you get me. We lost everything. And we did it again.
I think...
And we lost it again. We lost it again. And I never posted it. And then in 2022, my friend, whose phone I used that time, like I just put the memory card on his phone. And somehow his Google Photos backed up the photographs. I didn't know. And then he just sends it back to me in 2022.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Yeah, everything went wrong, but that was just one story.
For my own end, have I really though? I've been struggling to think about it, while you were speaking. But I don't think I've actually encountered the issue that has gone wrong, luckily. I mean, sometimes I think they might have gone, but I think, you know me. And that's one reason why we connect, because of this fire. If we put our mind on wanting to do something, it has to be done. I always plan. I try as much as possible to plan. I mean, there will be one or two things off, the piece, but I always ensure to have like a backup, backup till like I have no other option. Then I'm like, oh, okay. Let's just go with whatever we have to work with.
Yeah,
but luckily, I don't think I've actually, been in a state where everything didn't work out. I mean, it might not turn out as beautiful as I want it to be, or how I imagined my energy to be, but I would commit, and it always goes through.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you agree to model for me, you will suffer. All my models know. I think everyone basically. It's not a bad thing. It's not like it's a bad thing. It just so happens, because we're always trying to pull off almost impossible. We're trying to do it like in reality. So one time I had Sebastian plant his head in the water, Shafar, and I mean plant his head without like seeing or nothing. Have his legs up in the air, so it's going to look like he's walking on the sky, and the water is out.
Talking about this with Shafa, it just brings back memories because anyone that knows me knows my first viral photograph that broke the internet, and that was immersion with George James. I tend to believe that day my mom was praying for me. Like, I know she prays for me every day, but that day I think maybe something was telling her, just keep praying, because tell me why we were shooting immersion and my legs got very slippery under the rocks, and I didn't know when I was sinking. Like, James had to come in. You're actually sinking, because if you look at immersion critically, you see me, I'm literally underwater, like just my nose, and I don't know how to swim, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that's one. The second wildest thing I've done for a shoot was the one I had to put paint on my face. Sometimes when I think about these things and look back at it, I'm like, I don't know what I was on, right, doing these things. But the fact that we knew we were going to pull off something beautiful from it, That's why I said.
I think every single photograph I've made was a huge risk. My brother would have broken his spine for this one photograph where he was falling into the body of water and it made this big splash. excellent photograph, but he did it again and again and he got injured.
Yeah, because you know when you keep hitting water.
Yes,
back,
no, it's not even the water. There were rocks under.
There
Man.
were
The water was not very. So it's always with water, jumping. See, those are basically the things. It's either you are jumping, risking your life to jump.
Coach shoes are very energetic. I'm glad I'm a runner now, so I can participate in this.
But you must do something like that. I mean.